Hello everybody! Tower Defense Simulator now has 5 explosive towers, so I wanted to see which of these are the best. Now this isn't just splash towers or flame towers, or even towers that have explosives like Ace Pilot or Pursuit. This is the ones that are just explosives, which are Demoman, Hollow Punk, Rocketeer, Mortar, and Golden Demoman. I wanted to see which of these would perform better in 3 different categories: splash damage, single target, and versatility. Splash damage, I'll be putting each tower at their placement limit, max level, up against 100 breaker 4s. And for single target, I'll be putting a bloated and boss fallen honor guard to see how much damage they manage to do to it before it gets out of the range. And then for versatility, I'll be putting each tower up against a game of intermediate mode. And I'll be trying to see how many I can get and how well they perform, and see which one gets the farthest, and if any of them can actually win. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to test their crowd control. And I'm just going to start off with the Hollow Punk here. It has a placement limit of 10. I will be using their full placement limit at max level. Alright, I have all 10 of my Hollow Punks here. Also, okay, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I had to disable skill tree. Alright, that's all 10 of my Hollow Punks. Each one, is this a dead zone? Okay, I guess they gave this tower a dead zone. Each one has 49.5 DPS. This is actually better than I thought it was. I believe it knocks back, and it also seems to burn. That is our 100 breakers coming out. Yeah, these things are handling these pretty well, but they're also getting pushed, so I don't know. Alright, the breakers have made it to this turn. Alright, they just stopped coming out. Each shot one-shots the breakers. It has 150 damage a shot, which is definitely helpful, but the slow fire rate is kind of not great. This splash radius seems really good on this. I don't use Hollow Punk, so I don't know. Well, they handled them all, like, literally right here, around the bend. Alright, I'm back with a regular Demoman. And this has no placement limit, so I'm just going to start spamming them down. Alright, that is 40 Demoman. They each have a DPS of 35, but unlike the Hollow Punks, they don't have burn damage and they don't have knockback. So let's put them up against the same test and see how they do against the 100 breakers. Alright, yeah, they started to shred them pretty good. The advantage this has over Hollow Punk is obviously that it has no placement limit, which, because, like, obviously if you had one Demoman versus one Mortar, obviously the Mortar would perform better, but if you have 40 Demoman versus 4 Mortars, it makes it a bit more interesting. Yeah, these definitely did way better than the Hollow Punks. All the breakers died here, so yeah, I'd say that was a pretty good success for the Demoman. Alright, I'm here with Rocketeer. This has a placement limit of 8. Alright, here's 8 Rocketeers. Each one has almost 85 DPS, which is the highest we've seen so far. So let's send out the breakers and see how they do. So they've already performed worse than the Demoman. Yeah, unfortunately, because you can only place 8, you don't get as much DPS out of them as you get out of just spamming Demoman. But of course, in more practical scenarios, you're not actually going to be getting 40 Demoman. So it's way more practical to have like 8 Rocketeers that are going to perform way better than 8 Demoman. Alright, yeah, all the breakers have come out, and these things do have pretty nice range. They're able to see around most of this bend. Alright, it's going to be close, but they might beat the Hollow Punk. I'd say Rocketeers did pretty good against that. Alright, I'm here with Mortar. Rocket Arena really doesn't have good cliff space, so I'm going to go on a different map for this tower. So Mortar has 87.27 DPS. That's with the cluster bombs. So let's send out the breakers. Now, obviously the thing with Mortar is that, well, it just has a massive range. So we should be able to handle these all. It is absolutely destroying the breakers. Alright, yeah, I can say without a doubt, Mortar handled the breakers the best. They died here. They barely got into their range. Alright, back on Rocket Arena, we have the most recently added explosive tower in the game. The Golden Demo Man. No placement limit, stun immunity, and honestly, pretty high DPS. 55.56. Alright, I'm gonna get to placing all of these down. Alright, that is all 40 Golden Demo Man. Alright, here come our 100 breakers, and they are already getting absolutely destroyed by the Golden Demo Man. Yeah, I don't think they even made it to the midpoint, so pretty successful for the crowd control. Alright, I'm here with Hollowpunk for the DPS test, and I'm not really expecting this to do too well, but let's go ahead and send it out. Alright, he's out of range of the Hollow Punch. I mean, not entirely, but they've dealt 15,000 damage to him, so... Now the burn damage is contributing, but not much. Alright, they've started firing at him again. And another 15,000 on the way out, yeah. So they dealt 30,000 damage in total. We still got 120,000 left. So Hollowpunk's not too great for single target. Alright, I have the Devilman for the DPS test. Alright, I'm gonna summon... Oh crap, hold on. A bit of an issue here, hold on. Alright, here's our 150,000 health Fallen Honor Guard. Alright, he just exited their ranges, and we dealt 50,000 in that time. Alright, he's re-entering range. And yeah, as I expected, we dealt roughly another 50k. Fallen Honor Guard escaped with 56,515 health. So, not great single target considering I have 40 Demo Man, but also not terrible. I mean, it is an early game splash tower. Alright, we're gonna put up Rocketeers against the Fallen Honor Guard now. So, let's see how their single target is. It should be some of the better single targets so far, but because of the lack of them, it might also not be great. Alright, better than Hollowpunk. Hollowpunk had them at like, not only done like 15,000 damage by here, they have dealt 30,000. And because they're ranged, they're gonna keep shooting around at him all around here. Alright, dealt 50k at this corner. This is the final stretch where the Rocketeers can shoot at him. So let's see if they can beat Demo Man. I don't think they can, but who knows. Maybe they'll, yeah, no, with that stun, I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, he is, there is some RNG here because Fallen Honor Guard stuns, but I mean, it's like pretty much a good single target option. Alright, 71,720 HP left. Worse than the Demo Man, but way better than the Hollowpunk. Alright, now to test the Mortar's single target, which there is very few of them, but they have pretty good single target, honestly. Alright, he's probably about halfway through their range and he's taken 30,000 damage. So, honestly, pretty good considering we only have 4 towers here. But, I mean, obviously they're not going to be able to kill this thing. Alright, and he's about to exit their range. And Mortar leaves him with 71,845 health. That's really close to Rocketeer. I'm not sure which one won though, so I'm going to have to look at that. Fallen Honor Guard versus 40. And he is an absolute ball of explosions right now. Alright, already down to half health through the first stretch. We might actually be able to kill the Fallen Honor Guard with 40 Golden Demo Man. Alright, he's re-entering range, and we have killed the Fallen Honor Guard with 40 Golden Demo Man. Anyway, here's the results. Strategy, Tower Defense Simulator. Alright, now that we're done with that, I have the Hollow Punk here, and I'm going to go on, let's just go Retro Crossroads. Alright, I'm on intermediate mode, and we're going to see how good just Hollow Punk alone can do. Right off the bat, I can place one at the start, which is something that I can't do for something like Rocketeer. This tower is very cheap, so I'm going to be able to get all of them down really quickly. They do plenty of damage. I think just spamming them is going to be pretty good. Alright, now I have all 10 Hollow Punks, and now it's just upgrading these. See how they do against this Elite Abnormal. I mean, he made it kind of far, but not that far. Yeah, definitely bolts are a challenging enemy for explosive type towers. They handled them okay, but they did get far. I think we are okay. We just died. All right, wave 14 for the Hollow Punk. All right, I'm here with Demo Man. Now, if I have to be honest, I think Demo Man is honestly probably one of the better early game options. The splash is honestly not bad. Like, you can see it's taking out like 2 or 3 enemies every hit. I do still think that just spamming level 1s is a good idea just because of the fire rate. But these ones, fire rate's not too bad for these ones. I might start getting some upgrades because, yeah, we do need hidden detection here soon. I just accidentally got a level 3, whatever, it'll definitely help for these guys. Yeah, those are definitely a problem still. Yeah, this is the wave we died to last time, and we handled it way better with Demo Man. Here's our first big single target test. Not really our first, but one of them. Let's get a max level. I think we're at a point where we just need to spam higher. Oh my god. 1 HP is crazy. Alright, let's max a couple more. I really just need more DPS because look at how many bolts they're sending. Alright, this might be the end. Well, bolts still killed us, but we made it 6 waves farther to wave 20. Alright, I've got Rocketeer now. I think I'm going to go on a different map where the dead zone's less of an issue. U-turn's probably a good option. This one I can definitely not afford at the start, so we're just going to have to skip through these waves a little bit. Alright, we can get it. Let's hope we don't die to these speedies. Okay, that's not looking good. And we are almost dead, and these slows have... Okay. Now, this is where the Rocketeer kind of has an advantage, is a single target. It definitely does better at single target than a lot of the other things that I'm using. It might have been smarter to place another Rocketeer there. Oh god, those are fast. We might be dead. Alright, dead on wave 8 to fast enemies. Alright, now we have Mortar. I think we should, I think I'm gonna go Crossroads. I think it does, like, eventually get, like, full coverage of the map. Alright, wave 3, we're able to get the Mortar. We didn't even leak the initial enemies, and right off the bat, the splash radius is way better than Rocketeer. We were able to kill, like, what, 4 enemies there? And I think what I'm going to go for is more mortars rather than upgrading the one. Now, Mortar's weakness and what's going to kill it here is obviously that it doesn't have hidden detection. Even though this thing could probably perform really well. Unfortunately, because it doesn't have wind detection, it is just screwed. Now, I could use Firework Technician and run this giving mortar wind detection, but I wanted to test the tower's versatility, and I think detections are a pretty big part of that. Level 3 is a very good upgrade, but I don't know if I'm really going to be able to afford that. And yeah, these are going to kill me, so I'm sure with some skips you could kill some of these with Splash, but I don't think that's really like fully testing it. Anyway, Mortar, Wave 11, Dead to Hiddens. Now if there's one tower going into this I thought could maybe win, it's this one. Now unfortunately I can't afford this until 2 wave skips like the Mortar, and I think we're going to leave those, yeah. I'm not going to worry about trying to place something over there to kill it. Also, this first upgrade is cheaper than the Demo Man's. Level 2 isn't too bad here either. I mean, you get an explosion range upgrade. I'm going to get a couple level 2s just for the hidden detection. So yeah, fast enemies, still the ever-present problem. And level 3 has a pretty good fire rate increase. Range, yeah, this is honestly a good upgrade. And I think we're going to need a good amount of level 3s to start dealing with bolts, because we need that fire rate. I think we get a slight break from bolts here for a second. Never mind. Why did I say anything? Okay. I need upgrades. Okay. Alright, the next dangerous rush of bolts is wave 20. Remember, that's when we died with regular Demo Man. And honestly, if this can't get farther than regular Demo Man, that's disappointing. Yeah, like look at that DPS boost, just because of that massive fire rate boost. And honestly, I think I'm just going to get a couple max levels for that very purpose. Alright, the wave 20 bolts. These are getting far. Okay, we managed to handle all of them. Golden Demo Man has officially made it farthest of anything so far. You can't even tell that there's enemies in there. You can tell how far they're getting by where the clouds are at. Alright, 30 Demo Man. Still got 10 more to place, if we can. Second to last wave, 5 more to place. Alright, we have made it to the final wave with Golden Demo Man. Alright, here's the boss. Alright, here is all 40 Golden Demo Man, and we're now focusing on the boss. This is of course where he's going to be in roughly the center of our DPS. Already taken 40,000 damage, so pretty good. Alright, oh, these guys are stun immune, buddy. Oh my god, this isn't, I cannot even see the boss at all. Alright, yeah, we're definitely killing him. He's like not even halfway through. Alright, 10,000 health. And we were able to win with Golden Demo Man. Well, I know this is a tower that a lot of people are like, this tower kind of sucks, but honestly, it's really not that bad. I mean, it can solo intermediate. It's, I mean, I think most towers probably can. But anyway, it's, yeah, Golden Demo Man, definitely the most versatile. Yeah, I'm gonna put up the results, but thank you for watching, and, yeah, this is probably my highest effort video I've ever done yet, so, if you like more stuff like this, let me know, and I'll probably do more of it, if this doesn't take too long to edit. Alright, bye.